Hey guys, MD Prepper here. This time making a video response to Prepper Country. He's got a birthday giveaway. His birthday's coming up next month. Happy birthday, by the way. Don't know how old you are, but shout out to a fellow South Carolinian. Glad to see somebody else here on the vids for prep and survival, all that type of stuff. But his request was to show a pistol that you wanted a holster made for, all that type of stuff. We'll get to that here in a second. But first thing he wanted was, what was the best present you ever received? Looking back over your childhood, or even presently. Looking back, only one thing stands out. Hands down, had to be the Marlin Model 60 .22 semi-auto rifle I got as a kid. I don't remember how old I was when I got that thing. I was maybe 8 or 9. I'd have to ask. I'd call my father, I guess, but somewhere around that time. I'd had BB guns before, pellet guns, you know, slingshots, bows and arrows, all that kind of stuff. I'd fired plenty of firearms before. I'd fired my grandfather's, my parents, and all that's .22s, but I never had my own. That was my first gun. That was mine. It wasn't a BB gun, wasn't a little Daisy Red Ryder or anything like that. It was a real firearm. That was the first time that I ever really appreciated that gunpowder cordite smell. I shot the heck out of that thing. I think my mother took me out the first time to shooting at some old CD boxes when CDs came in those long cardboard boxes. We had a bunch of those I'd gotten as presents at the time too. We used those as targets. So down on an old hillside on the farm, out in a cow pasture. Loved it. Loved it at first trigger pull. Absolutely did. Then over the years I've waxed and waned on my shooting, just due to life circumstances and going off to college and all that other nonsense that got in the way. But that planted the seed. That's why I'm such a shooter today, I think. My grandfather being quite the shooter. He didn't take me hunting. He didn't take me doing those things because he died before I ever had that chance. There's a certain age at which he took you out, and, well, he didn't live long enough, or I didn't make it quite that far before he died. So, never got to do that with him. He was the big hunter in the family. So, not a big hunter. Never had the opportunity, really, but I'm quite the shooter these days. And it was all due to that Marlin Model 60 when it all started off. Now, again, years later, my father got me a pistol at 21, and that reignited the flame. Now, we can talk about that pistol, but now I got a special one here. This one's got some sentimental value. Maybe not for me, but somebody who I'll probably never know. Anyway, so Marlin Model 60 .22 when I was, I don't know, 8 or 9, I guess. I could find that out for you if you wanted to know. We'll talk about the pistol here in a second. Let me go ahead and give those 3 shout-outs you want. First one, Bushcraft 412. Good guy up in the north, sadly in New York with all their silly gun restrictions and all of that. Seems like a nice guy. We've got a lot of vids in common. We've got a lot of interests that we both share. So Bushcraft 412, definitely a must-view channel out there. Next, I Own You Noob. Nice guy in the Midwest. I believe he's Midwest. Making some basic vids and all that, and starting off prepping and all that. So, nice guy. Heck of a nice guy. What more could I say about that? Thirdly, a guy who's not making nearly enough videos yet, and needs to start, the Pavement Pirate. Again, all this will be posted below, but yeah, he's starting to make vids. We've talked about it a little bit. I'm just trying to encourage him to make some more. He needs to get into them. It's kind of like me when I started off. My early videos were terrible. My speaking, my presentation, lots of ums and hus and all that delays, which I still get messages about. I keep them posted just so they remind me of the old days of, old and 4 months ago when everything sucked. So I'm trying to get Pavement Pirate to make some more knife and gear vids. So he's turned me on to a few things. The Nebo Blue Line, some other stuff. So anyway, I think he's got a lot to offer. He just hadn't gotten the confidence up yet. So if you're listening to this Pavement Pirate, make some more videos. Good so far. Alright, moving on. The pistol. Well, you've been sitting here watching this thing the whole time while I've been droning on. If you know anything about old holsters, you know exactly what this is, so no real surprises. Here we go. An old Walther P38. Dates back to the Nazi days, World War II. I believe this was 1943 or 1944. Let me check. I believe it was 1944. Yep, 44. This was a trophy bring-back pistol. No import markings on it, anything like that. Was obviously, chromed after the fact, nickel-plated by some soldier who brought it back. I bought this not long ago, maybe a month ago, maybe not that long, at the local gun show here in Greenville. It was at a pawn shop stall for $350. Gorgeous pistol, well maintained, wonderful stuff. It was a little pawn shop out of, I believe it was Florence, South Carolina, for like $350. Great gun. Has the original magazine, got your Nazi markings on it, your Waffen stomps and all that. Same thing on the pistol as well. This thing is gorgeous, just gorgeous pistol. Love this thing. When I saw it, looked at it, I looked for import markings and all of that. It's that nice shine off of this bad boy. Looked this thing over, top to bottom, realized there were no import markings, and realized this thing had been extremely well cared for since some soldier brought it back. And I got to thinking, standing there looking at this thing, that somebody brought this back from the war. Probably had to kill somebody to get it, or almost got killed themselves to get this thing. And, you know, this age, like my grandfather and all that, he's probably passed away. Whoever owned this fine, fine pistol maintained this thing for years. I don't know if they ever shot it or not, but nice pistol, just gorgeous. You know, took it home, sent it off, had it trophyized here, nice and shiny for your trophy weapon. And then he probably passed away. Maybe he's sitting in a nursing home somewhere down in Florence. I don't know. But what bothered me about this was that, you know what, somebody's family, whether due to financial problems or whatever, maybe they had their justification, or maybe they just wanted the cash and didn't know what in the world they had. Maybe they didn't realize the heirloom they had. They sold this thing. They took it to a pawn shop and sold it. I'm guessing they probably sold it for $200 and they sold it for $350 after the fact. That's just a guess. You know, maybe that's me being bitter. Maybe they had their reasons. Maybe they needed to get rid of the gun. But this kind of made me sad when I saw this. Why would you get rid of this? This should be a family heirloom. Well, my grandfather gave up a pistol when he got hit in World War II, right, you know, for a shot of morphine. You know, check my video on this. He handed over a German pistol to the medic for an extra shot of morphine, and well, he never missed the gun, so I guess this is my stand-in for that. I kind of like a classy holster for this. Yeah, I know, this is historically accurate, you know, semi-historically accurate anyway. Holster for it, and the flap and all of that. And this is fine, I don't have a problem with this. I'd like to have a good carry holster for this, just to have it. I don't know. Will I ever carry this? You know, it's big, it's relatively heavy. You know, I carry other lighter type guns. Will I ever carry this? I don't know. I don't know. I may. But I just like to have a nice classy holster to go with a nice classy pistol. Just like to have something fitting, something matching for this thing, whether I ever use it or not. Obviously black would be probably the most fitting. I don't know what style, I don't know what fittings on it. You know, do you want something exotic like ostrich or alligator or caiman or whatever? I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to you, okay? You tell me. You're the holster expert out there, not me, but I just kind of like a fitting tribute for an old classic firearm like this. You know, maybe old classic leather is going to be all the way to go. I don't know. Just kind of like to see what you come up with this for this pistol. I like the thing. I've shot it very little so far, but I just this pistol has a history behind it, and I wish I knew what it was. But I was glad to pick this up. I couldn't let this go to somebody who wouldn't appreciate it, so I don't know. Put a little more cash into it just because I could. Get a nice holster for it. You know, I don't know what you're thinking. Give me your feedback. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. MD Prepper out.